Hello, this is J.N.S, and today we are continuing with the Divine Feminine series, and we are on part 5. Now, this is a provocative title, and we're going to be discussing black women logistics regarding their dating prospects and relationships. So we're going to get some stats, and then we're going to get into particular scenarios, like what are the choices and options that black women actually have. Is the black woman going to choose black love? Is she going to choose divestment? Is she going to choose the sister wife type situation? Or is she going to be a lesbian? Or is she going to be celibate? Or maybe she'll go through phases in life where she choose each one at different stages in life. And so it's something I really think we need to talk about when we talk about this Divine Feminine series. We have to put that in context of the black woman and the way she's been treated, and even her prospects in dating and relationships. And so this video is not to bash any particular scenario. We're going to go into each one in terms of divestment, black love, sister wives, lesbians, and we're just going to have a holistic discussion. Also, I do want to discuss a viral video that is circulating on social media regarding the sister wife situation with black women. And there was like a little tiff, a little discussion about how do we approach a situation like that. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But mainly where we'll start first is the logistics of the black American woman's dating prospects. I will briefly talk about my observations on how the African woman is being treated, because it's going to add further context in terms of melanated women in the age of the divine feminine, and in terms of what we can expect from the men, what avenues we need to create as women to demand that respect as women, as well as to shift gears in a lot of the culture in terms of the male identified nature of the African community as well as the black American community. In terms of just a general prediction, we are in the age of the divine feminine. So in 2024 and beyond, we're going to see a more holistic approach to the divine feminine in terms of the younger women talking about it, the older women talking about it, and awakening amongst women in terms of understanding how powerful they are, how gifted they are to be women, to be walking portals. And so this is, I know I'm a bit early on this topic. Not so much. There have been others before me that talked about the divine feminine and spiritual sexuality for sure, but I jumped on this because I'm like, this is something I can feel intuitively. It's something that I'm sensing. And so I really want to encourage this black woman to jump ahead on this divine feminine and get in front of it in terms of the queen mothership, regarding the esoteric sciences that are going to become more mainstream. I want her to get to dig deep into her history, her story rather, in terms of how all this came to be. And so I've done a lot of research on that. I've put a lot of research out regarding the divine feminine, the queen mothership, the law of gender. And so check out my work on that. But let's first get into the logistics of the black American woman dating prospects, to add context to this black love and divestment and sister wives and lesbian stuff, and even the priestess celibacy. Let's add some context, because I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna hold you. Some of y'all gonna be triggered by this video. Many of you black women who have buried your head in the sand about the state of the community and the state of your relationship prospects, you're going to be triggered. So if you're not mature, please click the fuck off this video. And also, it's not so much while it's triggering, it's factual. These are things that you can look up, and these are things that are anecdotal, meaning that you can see them with your very observations if you are inculcated within the black American community. Many of you people that love to defend the dysfunction within the black American community, you do not live near black Americans. The people that love to come to the aid and defend a lot of the hoopla that you see in our community, they are uppity Negroes that have no grassroots connections, that have no dealings with the black American community. And so with me, I have been around Black Americans my entire life. There has not been one moment in time, in space and time, since my physical existence as Jenny Nunn Stanley, as Kali in the flesh, have I not been around Black Americans. I've observed their every movement. I observe them when they think I'm not looking at them. I'm looking at them. I'm studying my people. I'm being around them, absorbing them, and loving on them. And so I know what the hell's going on with this Black woman and the things that she's been going through and the way she's been treated. Obviously from experience, but also with my own damn eyes. Because, you know, when I've noticed certain things, I've avoided a lot of the stuff that, you know, the Black woman has to deal with, solely because I've just saw other women go through it and said, hell no. And so, you know, this is not going to be more of this scholarly video, even though we're going to get into some stats. It's just going to be very raw and unfiltered, and we're going to go deep as Black women into her logistics. When we talk about logistics, we are talking about what is the context and what is the collective consciousness around her dating prospects. What are the ideas? What is the propaganda? What is the actual facts? So let's get into it. So in America, we know we got 22 million Black women. That number may have changed, but you know, it's in 2021, I believe I did all this research. So we're looking at about 22 million Black women. We're looking at 20 million Black American men, right? So that's about 42 million. Give it, you know, and that does not include the melanated immigrants. So let's break down. You know, 22 million Black women, 20 million Black men. That's 2 million more women than men. We already outnumbered them 2 million. But let's actually go down further, because it gets deeper. There are about, let's say, what stats we got, about 1.5 to 1.8 million of the Black American man in jail. And yeah, see, I know it's going to be triggering, because, you know, but there's solutions. I always give solutions, so don't act like I'm not going to give you no solutions, okay? So we got 1.5 million Black American men in jail. So that number automatically goes down to 18.5 million. So now we at 22 million, 18.5 million for the Black American man. Now let's go into, let's say we got 1 million gay Black American men and 1 million gay Black American women. So let's do the numbers there. That lowers the number to 17.5 Black American to choose from. And if we subtract 1 million Black women that's gay, and this may be more or less, I'm not sure, that leaves 21 million. So now we got 21 million to 17.5 million Black men. Okay. Now, let's compound that with the marriage rates in the Black community. As of 2023, you guys have a marriage rate of 37%. Did you know that? Because what you love to do is go all on social media and say 85% of Black people get married. That is not the correct statistic. The correct statistic is 37% of you guys get married, and out of that 37%, 85% of the Black men marry the Black woman, and then the 15% date out. And if you haven't noticed, Black men date out at double the rate of Black women, by the way, because they love to make it seem like there's a divestment fucking crisis of Black women leaving a community when their you know what, let me not get hot-headed. Their numbers are double as far as this dating out and interracial dating that they love to hate on so much. They're dating out at twice the rate as the Black woman. So let's add those numbers actually. 37% of people that actually get married. So this is marriage-minded Black folk. 37% of Black Americans are marriage-minded, Black men and Black women. So let's add those numbers further. Okay, so then we got 37% of 17.5 million Black American men. That's 6.4 million men that's looking to get married. Then you have to subtract the 15% who date out, right? So let's do that. That's 16.4 million And okay, so yeah, let's do that. So let me make sure I get this math right. Okay, so you do the 37% of 17.5 million. That's 6.4 million. Now let's do 15% of 6.4 million. Let's do that math right now, because I thought I did the math earlier, but I actually I did the math, but I have to subtract 960,000 black men from 6.4 million. Actually, so just bear with me while I do that. 6.4. Matter of fact, let me just go to this calculator right here. 6.4 million minus 960,000. That is 5,440,000. Okay, so that's 5,440,000 black men. Okay. Now let's do. Let me make sure I get this number. Let's see, 5. Let's just do 5.4. 5.4 million. And we gotta subtract 15%. Okay. Percent. Okay, so now from that we need to do 5.4 million minus 810,000. Okay, so 5.4 million. Let me put that in the calculator. Minus 810,000. Now we got 4,590,000. So 4.5 black men's available for marriage. Not saying dating, not saying baby daddy, not saying fucking, marriage. Okay? Okay, so we got that number. Let's get that number down. Let me write that down because we got to compare it to the black women's. Okay. So now for the black woman, when we do the 21 million times the 37%, we get 7.7 million women. Okay, and now the black woman, she's dating now at about 7%. Now that 15% is actually higher. I did that 85% statistic, that was years ago. The black man is dating out at about a good 17 to 20% now, and the black woman's, her numbers have went up from the 7% since the last time we did the research, but not, it's still double though. Hers went up to like 8% and his went up double. It's always double. Okay, and so let's do the 7.7 million women times the 7% that they date out, and you get 5.5 million black women's. Okay, so we still at a, and this is not all the other niggas that's not marriage minded. So with the rest of the niggas, I guess they fucking and doing baby mama, baby daddy thing. They housewiving in jail or minding a business, or doing the work in corporate in America. I don't know what they doing. They not married. They not thinking about marriage though. And so that leaves 1 million black women that want to get married, but literally through all logistics and through all scenarios are outnumbered, and because there's only 4.5 million black men that want to marry. Mind you, even if we just look at it without the marriage aspect in it, you still have, even if we take away that 37% shit, you still looking at 17.5 million to 21 million. That's actually, if we do it that way without the marriage composition inside of it, that actually leaves 3.5 million black women just out on the market without a black man. Let's be real. If we outnumber them by 2 million anyways, 1 million in jail, you got 1 million that's probably gay, and then you got 22 million black women, 1 million that's probably gay. Probably, even if you got a 500,000 that's you know what we should do? We should take them numbers and then subtract the marriage. Yeah, that would even be better. Like if we did the 21 million minus the 5.5 million. Yeah, that's a better numbers to work with, because those people are already theoretically would be married. Instead of looking at it from the aspect of these are marriage minded, they already motherfucking married, because only 37% of the black community get married. So let's do that. Let's do it. That's perfect. Let's do it that way. Let's do 21 million minus 5.5 million. That gives you 15,500,000. Okay, so that's 15 million black, 15.5 million black women's. Let me get to it, because we gotta break this down. Y'all gonna be triggered today. Trigger through it, because y'all gonna be triggered today. We gonna face some shit today. And then let's do, how many was the black men? 4.5 million. So let's do 17.5 million black men's. 17.5 million black. Oh, I actually was about to type in black men. 17.5 minus 17.5 million black men minus 4.5 million. Okay. Well, that's 13 million. Ooh. And that's right, because again, we outnumbered them 2 million. So, you know, you have to do the math that way. Actually, you have to do the math that way. So let's see, 15 minus 13 million. Is that 13 million exactly? Oh yes, exactly 13 million. Okay, so we still at 2 million. 2 million black women's, single black women's just left over, literally. And that's not to talk about the 72% out of wedlock rate in the black community. And you get mad at me. It's all good. It's all good. But you know, I find it very interesting that you niggas want to denigrate this black woman for this quote unquote divesting shit. When for one, y'all date out double the rate as the black woman. And two, there's 2 million left over. Literally, we did the numbers. We did the calculations. You can double check them yourself. The numbers, I actually gave you fair fucking numbers. Like, I gave you it's actually lower than 37%. I actually used to do these numbers with the 44%, because I didn't want to embarrass my fucking community. So I actually used to do 44%, but it's actually lower than that. And I did the research. I wrote a whole paper on Black American arranged marriage, and so I had no choice but to do all this research. And I published that paper in 2023 in the summer, so it's available for free if you guys want to read it. You guys, I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall when I be trying to really give like holistic solutions and shit and trying to help my people. I feel like I'd be just talking to a fucking brick wall. And so I've made my peace with that, but it's out there for anybody that's interested. But anyways, the chastising of this black woman who dates out, but then nobody say nothing of the culture that breeds such a situation. So granted, we got a number where she's already outnumbered 2 million. I mean, she already outnumbered a black American man 2 million. And so, just logically, there are going to be some black American women that divest or quote unquote date out. Now, divestment movement gets a lot of slack because it's now associated with dysfunctional black women that date white men and these dysfunctional ass relationships who just shit on black men and hate the black community. That actually was not what divestment was. That was not why it was started. There are actually black women who were in the divestment movement who are married to black men. That is a fact, because it wasn't a divestment based on a fucking skin color. It was a divestment based on the mindset of, at the time, I'm not gonna hold you, I never said Blackistan, but I do know the black there were black women calling it Blackistan. And even black women that were dating, we talking about married to black men for 30, 40 years, very successful black women with the black kids, with black men, they were a part of this divestment movement too, because it wasn't based on skin color. It was based on divesting from the dysfunction of the black community. So the baby mama stuff, anything that had to do with dysfunction, that's what the divestment was about. It had nothing to do with race. Now, you always get a couple knuckleheads to fuck up a movement. And I honestly think that a lot of that was social engineering psyop shit from probably the highest levels to Once again, everything the black woman does, this government and this society has to shit on it because it's a reverse of everything that they do to run their system off. It's how they generate energy by reversing everything of the natural laws of the universe. And to be honest, they melanated people are in on the play. A lot of them, not all of them. And so next thing you know, you had a bunch of very dysfunctional black women enter this divestment that had no idea what was going on. Some of them was just really just tired of the black community and just had unhealed trauma. So they came just with shrapnel, just guns blazing on niggas. You know, they just started these YouTube channels talking crazy. Then they dating these dysfunctional ass white men that's drinking, white men that's beating their ass, all types of stuff, and they talking about they divested. So we had that element of it, and of course the black man being the mercenary, mischievous genius that when it comes to his survival, when it comes to all of a sudden he's a genius at understanding phenomenon, by the way, by breaking down with keen skills and observations. He saw that. That's the only thing he saw, by the way. He didn't mention nothing about the 2 million extra black women. He didn't mention nothing about the 2 million extra black women that's in existence in the black community. He didn't mention nothing about all the black women that were married to black men in the divestment community. He didn't mention nothing about the black men who were writing books that were also married to black women, talking about how black women need to divest. He mentioned nothing about that. He solely focused his eyes, his antennas on the dysfunctional ass black women who were dating these dysfunctional ass white men, talking about they divesting. And with him, okay, looking around a community saying, okay, if we get all these women to go, you know, this is my survival, this is my bread and butter. So smear campaign, discrediting campaign, social engineering in effect. This is how he was thinking. And he said, divestors are this, divestors are dead wenches, divestors hate black people, divestors are coons, divestors are sellouts, da 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 da. And for the last 6 years, he's been very successful in that campaign. Marvelously. I mean, you know, we need a whole case study on that, how he flipped that all around, because I'm like, I was there from the beginning with this BWE shit, sovereign movement stuff. I lived it and breathed it, and know most of the pioneers that started this stuff. And so I'm like, what the hell did y'all do to our movement? Most of the pioneers have left the divestment movement. There were pioneers that just was like, oh my gosh, what the hell happened? And so you have the propaganda of the divestment movement in terms of making it seem like it's just all these black women that just hate the black community, that's running to white men and then getting their asses beat. So they, you had that propaganda. But to be honest, that narrative existed, and believe it or not, whether anybody wants to believe it, I was there, I saw it. Black women would scold the shit out of the black women who were pulling that. We did it in private. We don't need to go and, embarrass each other publicly. But oh yes, black women who were pulling that, running from one dysfunction to another dysfunction, and I've seen it. I've literally seen it. And making the whole movement look bad and talking crazy and going on YouTube talking all ridiculous, and next thing they on there with a GoFundMe talking about they got the issues with the white man or whatever, and then obviously the black man he and he runs and goes and starts his little campaign on social media to see, look what happened, see you divested and you got your ass beat. Mind you, we don't want to ever talk about the domestic issues and proximity and the interracial violence that happens between black women and black men. Even with that number, with all factors accounted for, in terms of proportionality, black women are still 35% more likely to be killed by their own men than, say, that white woman with her white counterpart. Did you guys forget that? Did you guys what happened to that? Why did you ignore that, black man? And so, and black men are my preference. I don't hide that. But I'll talk my shit. I say what I had to say. I speak the truth, and I'm a defender. I'm of the divine feminine order. Okay, I'm from the order of Kali. Like, this is my galaxy. This is my universe. So I'm gonna protect this black woman. I'm a protector of women. I'm a lover of women. I'm protective of women. And I love the divine masculine as well as the divine feminine. But when I see bullshit and fuckery, I call it out. It's as simple as that. And so, with that being said, yes, there was a group of black women that was tired of the lack of the marriage, of the lack of the commitment, of the 72% out of wedlock, all that. It was a group of black women that was tired. And it wasn't about, because he's a black man. It was about, because it was black women that are just as dysfunctional as black men. Let's be real. And so it was more so you could get mad. I know black men that I used to have conversations with in private, and when we would talk, I ain't gonna hold you, we would talk cash shit money about the community and be talking about, well, we out, and it wasn't about, it wasn't about the way y'all made it. Now maybe you could say it was elitist, if you guys want to, and that's the real issue that the black community had with the divestment movement, is that it was perceived as elitist, and then the few knuckleheads that went on about with white men, that just completely ruined it. But it was a stance for black women, for one, to start to get into leveling up, to start to know their worth, whether they were going to stay with a black man or not. It was a shift in consciousness on your mindset as far as getting away from the fuckery, getting away from the drama of the dysfunctional relationships. Now, at that time, they were calling it Blackistan. Now, I don't agree with that. I never said Blackistan a day in my life, but I always thought it was funny. I'm not gonna lie, I always thought it was funny. And I stayed in fucking Blackistan. I've been around Blackistan, so I know the mindset of fucking Blackistan. Okay, so yeah, I can't even. I'm not as elitist as I may come off, but at the same time, I understand states of residence. I understand when people want to be around like-minded people, and I find that fair. And so I never took issue with the divestment movement, except for when it took that turn, except for when it was infiltrated and the image got tarnished and we didn't pivot enough to counter the narrative in terms of just talking about the logistics of black women dating. The fact that there are literally 2 million more black women than black men in America. Literally. And then you know how we feel about them Africans over there. You act like 2 million black American women gonna take their ass over to fucking Africa and get an African man because he black and melanated. Oh no, it don't work that way. So what were they gonna do? They were gonna open their options. They were gonna expand their horizon. And the black American man should be understanding of that, because for one, he's dating now at twice the rate, and his numbers are lower. He's at 17.5 million available beside the gay and one in prison. And so, and he's dating now at double the rate. So where's the loyalty, the race loyalty? Where's the save the community? Oh, eugenics. Oh, they trying to take our people out. Where's your panic about all that? Where is your panic? Where is your fever to save the black community from the big bad boogie white man, and his community is gonna take our? Well, why are you dating out at twice the rate then? Huh? Give me some rationale around that. And then why you want to hold this black woman's feet to the fire knowing her logistics? Why only 37% of you niggas is getting married? Y'all wanted me out the paint so bad and got so mad upset at some of the things I was saying. Some of you guys probably love the things I was saying. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, stand on truth. When you stand on truth, you ain't got to remember shit, because it's like, the truth needs no proof. There are literally more black women than black men. Okay? And so for you to expect these black women who want to get married to choose from, the black men's, that for one, half of them dating out. I mean, not half, but 15% is dating out of this 17.5 million that's left over. So she's already at a disadvantage. You chastise them. Okay, and I tried coming up with stuff. I have the Arranged Marriage Program, the Center for Sexual Health and Family Planning, books on relationships and law of gender, tantric sex for black Americans. I'm supposed to put that video. I was supposed to put out that video. But tantric sex for black Americans. All types of things for you guys. But the men disrespect the divine feminine. And then to shame the black women and then go all on social media. Oh, the black woman's loud. The black woman's undateable. The black woman's this. But you don't address them actual facts. You don't address your shit as the men. And that's why the divine feminine is swinging through this motherfucker like a tornado. Like a boomerang. Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the fact that, and I talked about the Nakhti Queen mothership in part 1, talked about how we even got in a situation with the colonialization and the slavery and the melanated people's contribution to that shit. Because that's the shadow, that's the demon y'all run from. The fact that, I don't care who say it, I can prove it. Black people put themselves in a situation, and as quiet as it's kept, it's black people still behind running this system. And they sure let that white man take the fall, and they still got their power. They don't have their power monetarily, because this is a fiat currency. This is a Maya illusion system. But these motherfuckers run stuff astrally. And I don't care. These are melanated folk. And I'm related to them, so I know what the hell going on. Melanated people is still running the show behind the scenes. Them corrupt Moorish bloodlines. Not every Moor is fucked up. Not every Sephardic Moor is fucked up. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Not every American, because some of them got some of that American Indian blood in them too. I'm not talking about trying to denigrate these bloodlines, but I'm saying the ones that cut the deals, that make the deals, that got in on the trade thousands of years ago through these secret societies, through certain brotherhoods, certain orders, where they were able to maintain their power, but be real shadow. You talk about shadow government, okay? And so, yeah, that's just what it is. And that's a little bit tangential, but I talked about how we got into this situation. And all that's coming to an end because there is that bloodline is supposed to go back in power as far as this Black American, the Sephardic Moorish bloodline, mixed with for America. I can only talk about America. That Sephardic Moorish bloodline is supposed to go back in power, but it's not supposed to go to the motherfuckers that had something to do with it. And that's what they're trying to prevent. They're trying to prevent the rightful heir from actually getting in that White House. And I don't even want to get, that's not the topic of the video. It's not the topic of the video. But that's something you want to pay attention to, Black women, because in the age of divine feminine, you're going to see more Black women running for president. You're going to pay attention to them bloodlines. The Sephardic Moorish American Indian bloodline, and some of the, it's a bloodline that has some light codes in it which can relate to all people. And when you see these women running for president, watch how the brotherhood and watch how the system treats them, because the cabal, I don't even want to get into all this, but the system right now, they're trying to prevent the divine feminine, and particularly Sephardic Moorish bloodline, from getting back into that White House. You heard it here first. Yes, as far as who's supposed to be running the system, it is supposed to be Black American women from this Sephardic Moorish bloodline, mixed with some of the indigenous and obviously royal British bloodline. But the Sephardic Moorish is a royal bloodline. And so that, believe it or not, many of you Black Americans don't even know that you have that mixed in you. You've been tracked. Why you think there's so many hundreds of thousands of Black women go missing? What do you think is happening to them? They're being killed and they're being sacrificed because they have the light codes of the bloodline that's supposed to go. This is all prophecy, by the way. They are well aware of this prophecy that it's supposed to be a Black American woman running this damn country. They are very much aware of that. And so they running around knowing your genealogy, and the Black woman don't know her genealogy, and she around here, they putting out sexy reds. That's why they putting out that sexy red. That's why they putting out that Sukianas. That's why they putting it out there, because they want you focused on that and ruining the tarnishing of the image. That's why they come up with the Hood Rat song with Sukiana and Sexy Red and all that bullshit, disgusting, debased, homunculus bitches that just, and they and you know, these are still women at the end of the day, but they made their deal. They chose their side. They like, look, you got a bag for me, you know, my community wasn't gonna look out for me any motherfucking ways, and they that's how they look at it. That's how they look at it. And so we'll use you for the system. We'll use you, you know, to keep this going. And extract that energy. But then when your real queen mother step up, it's like, okay, get rid of those type of women. And so that's why you see all of that popping up. This ridiculous. You're gonna see beautiful black women. They're gonna be showing a lot of substance abuse with black women. They're gonna be showing all types of crazy things because they really don't want the rightful heir to get into that throne. And we talking about the White House, obviously, but this has always been about bloodline. It's always been about bloodline. They trying to prevent that from everything in their body. And again, these societies know that it's prophecy at the highest level. They already know who's actually the person that's supposed to be in there. And again, you guys know all the presidents are related, and the reason why it's the Black American. The Black American is related to that. There's a bloodline. It's a bloodline that has a light code from the Roman Empire that went to the British Empire that obviously came over here, and they've been running stuff. But believe it or not, that there's a light code of more Sephardic DNA that was within all of the presidents that you see that look white. But this time it's supposed to go to the Black American. Not no African like a Barack Obama and all that shit and all that. No, a Black American woman is supposed to be in the White House. A Black American. You heard it here first. And you're going to see more Black American women running. And, and you're going to see that their ideas are trump all of the ideas that you ever seen presented by any other candidate. You're going to see that they have powerful things that they want to do with this country to make America safe, to make American citizens feel good, as well as that benefit American citizens. All American citizens, by the way. You're going to see them come up with systems and programs and frameworks for America that puts America first. That really, really accelerates this country. That protects and keeps this country safe. And the left, or I don't even know the left, or these people, the people that's trying to prevent this from coming and from happening. They are the ones that's floodgating the country with immigrants. They are the ones that are doing all types of horrific stuff to the image of black women, to the image of Black Americans, because they want to prevent that ascension from getting in the White House. They don't want the Black American. That's why I'm like, Black Americans, you lowballing yourself with all this reparation shit, with the politic reparation shit. Your motherfucking ass should be focused, zone in on that White House, because it's prophecy and it's bloodline. You should be zoned in right on getting your asses in that White House, and not no bullshit candidate either. We talking about raw, grassroots, real unfiltered, gonna get in there and run. Multiple of you, not just a couple of you, multiple of you run for president at the same time. Bring y'all shit, and y'all should be zeroed in on that White House. But that's why they that's why they had the Cornell West running. They try, and that was supposed to be, believe it or not, that social engineering, and we're gonna get back to the topic, don't worry, you guys. That social engineering tactic was actually supposed to like really sweep the country by storm, like with the Cornell West running, and it hit flat, because the Black Americans are like, nah, you're not really what we looking for. Like, we want that nigga that's gonna be like, we going in there, we getting a check. It doesn't mean that they're not the president for everybody. It doesn't mean they're totally the president for everybody, right? They're totally going to look out for American people first, and put this country first, and realize that we transcend all of the things that separate us. But they're going to go in for justice and make things right and fair for everybody and equitable for everybody, right? And so the Black American is looking for somebody that's going to go in there and say, we're going to make things fair for everyone. Obviously, that includes the Black Americans. We're going to have policies for the Black American. And just like it's like everybody else want their policies, and you do your super PACs, and you get bribes, and you come forward with things, and for you to get your stuff passed. Same with the Black American. And so, because it's our time. And so that's tangential, but you heard it here first. It is supposed to be a Black American in that motherfucking White House. It's supposed to be a Black American woman who's of that divine feminine, of a specific bloodline, Sephardic Moorish bloodline, with the Indian and the royal Islamic. Some of the bloodlines from Africa that was from. Again, it's a specific light code, and I'm talking spiritual here, but this is prophecy, and it is coming. And again, it's a light code in the DNA of the person that allows them to be able to relate to in terms of foreign policy. Relate to the Muslim world, relate to the African, relate to the Indians over in Asia, relate to the Asians, and relate to them Europeans over there and Australians. Because this is serious stuff right here. And so when I see the Black Americans still on that, you know, we gonna march on Selma and this rap, and I'm like, dude, wake your motherfucking ass up. You're supposed to be you going to the White House. Are you kidding me? And so that's another thing the age of divine feminine will be ushering in. You heard it here first. So let's get back to the topic. So we talked about this black woman, and we talked about how she has a choice to make. I just gave you the logistics. She outnumbers the black man 2 million. Only about 13 million black men, and it's 15 millions of her. So she has a choice to make. Is she going to divest? Is she going to do the black love thing? Is she going to, what's the next one? Is she going to be a lesbian? Is she going to do the sister wives thing? She has to answer. Is she going to be celibate? Is she going to be gay? And that's only, and I'm going to talk to you individually as the black woman. This is not something you need to do collectively. This is not something you need to decide. This is an individual choice that no one can validate and that no one could shame you for. Only you can make that decision of what you want to do, black woman. And you better be unapologetic about it. And you better say, look, this is my decision. The thing you need to take about from me doing this logistics of the breakdown in terms of the dating process, the prospects, is that you could pretty much, you're expanding your horizons, and you have a choice to make that is individual. That is based on your best interests and what is right for you individually. That's all you need to take from this. All 22 millions of black women, what you need to take from us breaking down these numbers is that I need to do what's in my best interest. Not what the community said, not what everybody gonna shame me, they ain't gonna like me, people gonna get mad because I'm doing a sister wife thing, somebody gonna have something to say because I'm a lesbian, somebody gonna have something to say because I divested, blah blah blah. No matter what the public say, pick what's best for your motherfucking ass. If you wanted to be childless by choice, you want to be celibate priestess. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been celibate. You know, I've been, doing my own thing. I want Thomas Sankara. He's dead. So I'm looking for a Thomas Sankara. People say, they say the black woman says, "Oh, I don't need no man." She says the black. That's just what they say the black woman says. The thing is, she needs a certain type of man. That's what it is. It's not that she don't need men. Is that she needs a certain type of motherfucking man. And so I would never say, oh, I don't want no man, and I know what I want. I want Thomas Sankara. That's who the fuck I want. And so I got conjure him, willed him in, obviously through the physical manifestation of it, whatever. And I'm talking about obviously the essence and the spirit of it. But that's the type of man that turns me on. That's the type of man that I respect, that I can, feel like, I could rest in my femininity for him. Niggas like that. I like men that stand up for themselves. I like men that's ready to ride out on their beliefs and their integrity and they stick to that. That's what turns me on. And that man, he was the president of Burkina Faso, and he didn't have a dime to his name, and I still would have been throwing draws at him. You see that kind of power that man had with because people think it's about, oh, you gotta have all this money. He didn't have all that money. Look at all them women that followed his word left and right. Look at all the men that followed every little thing. He snapped his finger, they do whatever he say. That's power, and that's what turns me on. And that's what the black man, he's supposed to be studying. Thomas Sankara, he's supposed to be it's supposed to be tens of thousands of them. But where they at? Because what happened? What happened? Because that's what the black woman actually created the black man to be. He was the perfect example of what the black woman had in mind when she decided to make the fucking black man aeons ago. Not even on this dimension. That was a decision of a council, a committee, a galactic. But we don't want to get there. I don't want to get too spiritual. But yes, we all know the black woman created the black man, and that was her prototype, Thomas Sankara. For anybody that want to know. That was her prototype, or Yeshua, or you want to do it, if you want to look at it from a galactic sense, a Tahuti. That's who she was looking at. That's what she was carving in her damn mind when she thought of this black man. And she's like, what the hell done happened? What the hell done happened to her creation? It's like, what the fuck? You overthrew the Queen Mothership. That's what happened. Yep. And so, black woman, you have that choice to make. It is your choice alone. Don't let nobody shame you. I'll stick up for you. I don't care what anybody has to say. Because it's not, the thing is, we just went through the numbers. Okay, so you choose you choose what you want to do. To be honest, if it's like, okay, well, what would you do? As far as my personal take on it, I could do either one. I could do all of them situations. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm very agile. I don't hide that. I can do either one. I could do the black love thing. I can do the date out thing. I don't care. I can do the what's the other one? The sister wife thing. I can do just dating a woman thing. I could flow. With what's best for me right now. I am more focused on me and getting myself together and doing some more self-development things, because I am trying to maintain a certain frequency so that I attract what I'm looking for, because I'm seeing how this is like an output input type thing, and so everything is likely a mirror reflection of your prime conscious and your conscious mind, so as well as your shadows and your repressed state, what you guys call subconscious. And so it's a combination of that, and also with your emotional state. So I'm trying to really work on myself, because I still have shadow. I still have things where I don't want to attract some fuckery. I don't want to attract a fuck boy. Okay, so I gotta work on myself to make sure that that I'm at that level where I do it right when I do want to get into the dating market. But right now, I'm just focused on my priestess shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm focused on numero uno, me. That's just where I'm at with it, and I'm honest about that. But I could do either one of them the scenarios. Don't make me no mind. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on if it makes sense. If it make dollars. If it makes sense. And if it feels right to my soul. Most importantly, if it resonates with my soul. And we'll talk about each scenario. We'll talk about. With me, I do prefer. But as far as a physical attraction, I prefer. Melanated. I prefer quote unquote so-called black man, as they call them. That would be my first preference. But if they ain't checking for me, or if that is not the case, or if I realize that it's just not happening, and another person comes through and they're not black, but they treat me really good, and we have a connection, a mental and spiritual connection, and we have love, then I will go for that. I would certainly date any ethnicity. I don't have any qualms about the thing is about the soul connection. It's about the spirit. We looking at the spirit. But my choice, if I had a wand, a magic wand, and could make a specimen of what I wanted, it would certainly be that Ogun type energy, that real black. I like them. I like that Ogun black ass energy. Just that. I just like. That's what I like. I ain't trying to tell nobody what they need to like. And I also like soft too. It's like one or the other. It's like it's either super masculine, or I could do the Andre 3000 type too. Real. Soft. I could even do Michael Jackson. Like a lot of the women's, I could do a Michael Jackson personality. I could do real. The men that they call metrosexual, the men that they try to pick on and stuff. I love eccentric. It's not Katrananda. Damn, what's that? I love Katrananda, by the way, but it's another one. Thundercat, like them type of Thundercats. Oh, that's my type too. It's like one or the other with me. It's like either you super soft, like and you just different and eccentric as fuck as a black man, or you Ogun uh the like High John and Conqueror type energy. like Thomas and Kara type energy. Like it's either one or the other with me. And in between, I've really, it's such a extremes on both ends. That's usually what I go for. But you have to keep your options open and your mind open, Black woman. That's what you really need to know. Okay. And for the African woman, I just want to talk to her real quick. You have my compassion, because I see the shit that y'all going through. I've studied your history. My first book, The Nakhti Queen Mothership, was based on African Queen Mothership, African matriarchs, by the way. So I've studied them African matriarchs, and I've seen how powerful the African woman was, and how revered the African woman's mind was, and how she was looked to as the Queen Mother to assist the king in his rulership. Not just assist him, make the final fucking decisions, will you, for the king. And I see how she's being treated. Today they chopping off the African woman's breast. They chopping off. I got the video saved, so you can't lie and say I'm making this up now. And even I talked with the African women's. The biggest actually, to be honest, the Africans are kind of what messed up the divestment women, because y'all was the ones that was so traumatized from what y'all go through with y'all men, and then it came over to the Americas, and to be, as far as the anger that y'all have at y'all men. Not all Africans, I'm just saying, you know what I'm talking about. And what I want to tell the Black American woman is, don't be judging them African women. Like, if you know what they was going through, I'm telling you, like, I've been in that BWE movement for a long time. I've talked with them. There are more African women in the BWE movement and in the divestment movement than Black American women. And it's for a reason. And if you saw them videos, and we all know, for those of us that are in the Black American community, that's into like our culture and our heritage, what we've been passing around those videos, showing African men chopping off African women's breasts, chopping off their heads, beating them, doing all types of horrific stuff. So the African woman, she has a gripe with her African man, and she's speaking out on it, and she's right to speak out on it. Okay. And a lot of them are running for the hills. A lot of the African women are divesting. Okay, so I would say that's not for us to judge her. Now, as far as her projecting that onto our community, like, okay, you guys are like, now Black Americans are it's a little different, but the disrespect, like, we do deal with disrespect, we do deal with nonsense. But to be honest, like, some of the stuff that we have saw from Africa in terms of how they were treating the African woman was shocking to even Black American men. Like, even Black American men now, you notice they kind of softer on, like, just dragging African women for dating white men. They don't really go that hard like that, because the stuff the stuff that we have been passing around in my community, like seeing these videos of the things that is going on to the African women, even our men are like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Like, it's chilling. Like, it's really, like, it should make you cry. Like, hell no, that shit ain't right. And so and Goddess is very angry. Like, especially, that's why she split Africa in half. That's why that's why she be running down on Africa like that, because that African woman got to be restored back on her throne. It got to be African presidents too, African women presidents too. That's not bought and paid for either, not puppets. African women got to start running for presidents over there, and they got to be like, the like real thoroughbreds over there. And they got to be queen mothers. It's as simple as that. They got to be in tune with the divine feminine, and so that needs to happen as well. And so I want to encourage the African woman to stand up for herself, to speak on the divine feminine, to study her ancient matriarchs and her queen motherships as well, and to really she wants to run to this white man, okay, but she could change all that. She's the Black woman. She can change all of that. She really can. She really can. And so this is what I would say though, for those that do choose the divestment. There's like this saying that wherever you go, there you are. Okay, always remember that. Wherever you go, there you are. And so that just means that though you may look at, okay, let me go and date out to distract from your everyday problems that you have with your community, there's no shortcuts to escaping your inner pain. Okay? So just because you date out does not mean that those painful emotions are going to automatically go away. Right? Because it's not the locale or where you go that makes the difference. It's you that makes the difference. And that's very important to know as women in the age of the divine feminine. That you are the queen mother that steered the whole ship, okay, of the fucking galaxy. Not just the black woman. They're not just the Earth. They always say Mother Earth, Earth this, Mama Earth, Mother Earth. Bitch, we way beyond Earth. Divine Feminine is beyond the solar system. It's beyond the universes. Are you kidding me? And so, and this is why, you know, they get so upset at me, because I'm like, no, we go on for everything, because y'all switched all my teachings around. Y'all switched everything around. It don't work that way. You don't just switch and bury all the history and then, you know, wonder why the Earth's so fucked up. Wonder why the planet's so fucked up. Why your system's so fucked up. And so there gotta be atonement, you know. And so for the black woman, you know, you gotta realize that this is also a reflection, a manifestation of something unhealed within yourself in terms of what you see in your communities. I know for a fact that you can change this around. You have to start, for one, you got to stop being male identified. You have to put that sister, the idea of the divine feminine first. That love for yourself as a woman. The love for the divine feminine and for womanhood. For womanhood and for each other. And until you do that, until you do right by yourself, everything you do, if you don't do right by yourself, everything you do gonna be fucked up. Black woman not doing right by herself. The black woman not doing right by each other. And so that's why she's fucked up. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Until you can fall in love with yourself as women and truly embrace that divine feminine, not acting, you know, oh, we gotta act feminine like how we see the white woman. We gotta rest in femininity and go put on pink hair. No. You gotta be that melanated woman in tune with the chaos intelligence of the galaxy, okay? And you gotta activate all of them genius codes within you. We talked about the chaos intelligence Eve gene, okay? This is the genius that is within the black woman. This is the power that's within the black woman, and the spirituality in which she can, with a snap of a finger and a thought, change the whole system, create a whole parallel universe just with a thought. And so that's the power of the black woman. But until she loves that and embraces that for her highest good, and that of her sister, that of who she's connected to, because until she can do that, she gonna have exactly what you see, a bunch of fuckery. But when she does that, everything falls into place. She gotta embrace that divine feminine from the chaos intelligence, from the melanin cosmic realm. And she gotta love her fellow sister. Not no lesbian way. I ain't saying gotta be kissing and fucking and eating coochie. And I'm not saying. I'm just talking about that real. I want to see you thrive, sister. We gotta start systems and infrastructures and whole things for us to thrive, for women and children to thrive. Matriarchies. We gotta run the globe. We gotta get up in that White House. We gotta get up in them presidencies globally as melanated women. Start these matriarchs again. That's what I'm talking about. And we gotta look out for each other. And you talk about, like, you gotta order. You know how, like, you know, some of these orders, how tight they are, how they networks are so vast, and they look out for each other no matter what. That's what a black woman has to do. She has to really do that on her own, for herself, for her systems, not this system that you currently see, the melanated cosmogalactic universal systems. Not the bullshit Maya Matrix shit you see going on right now. No. Some high level shit. The real shit. Okay? So now let's talk about the sister wives. Many of you are open to that idea for a number of reasons. You know, and I'm open to it. So we're gonna review this video, and then we're gonna get back to the series.
Not fair for both of them. There will come some kind of understanding, some kind of agreement. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, like, I'm paying for your bills and I'm paying for your bills. I'm not gonna pay for both of y'all, but we're gonna have to live together. We're gonna move in together.
I'm down at all. You're down.
She down, yeah.
She could be down. I'm not down for that.
We've been talking about this. I'm saying, like, I'm spending a lot of money on both of y'all.
It's nails.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying, like, I can't keep spending all this money on your nails, your hair, and everything if you don't want to commit and live together.
But that was your decision. I'm not going to share with nobody. But
you already sharing already.
I'm not moving in with y'all. Why?
Okay. I'm not moving in with y'all. You already know I mess with you and I mess with her. You already know this already. So what's the problem? Is she making sense? Is she not making sense? Yeah, she okay with it.
Okay, you getting my nails done or not?
No, shit, I'm not getting your nails done. You're not gonna commit to us moving into the same place.
What about me, babe?
I'm not paying bills at your place and paying bills at her place and paying bills at my place.
What's the
I ain't
problem
doing all
with
that.
I got all this stuff going on. You know, I got a lot on my
You got another dude or something?
No, I got. You know what?
Okay, what's the problem then?
Just for some nails, though.
Man, this ain't about the nails. This about the nails and all the other bills. She good with it. That's what I'm saying.
You know, y'all can do what y'all do, but it's not that serious over some nails.
Bro, this don't make sense.
They do look at my nails.
You're not making sense. We're all in a relationship.
I'm not sharing with nobody.
You already sharing. You already know I'm messing with you and I'm messing with you. You already know already.
When I stand together.
But it doesn't matter. Like, what are you
It
arguing?
does matter. It ain't just, I said it's nothing.
Man,
It's
you
not
gotta
about me
make a
arguing.
commitment.
It's respect. I don't respect that.
This is commitment.
What commitment?
You made a commitment to mess with me, and you know I mess with her too. I said I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna take care of her. But I'm not gonna continue to take care of her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna continue to take care of both of y'all. Get your nails in your hair did. It makes sense to move in the same
I
house.
just want my nails done. Like, can we do that?
It makes sense to move in the same house.
Let me get my nails
Hey,
done.
does anybody agree with what I'm saying?
No.
Don't it make sense to move in the same house?
That's
If
ridiculous.
I'm in a relationship with both of these girls.
We're all
They
together.
live
Like, this
separately.
is my man. That's her man too. Like,
They
what's the
live,
problem?
doesn't it make sense to live in the same house?
We're not gonna be in the same house. Like, that's ridiculous. That's over the top.
No, I'm
First-
telling you.
Girl,
It
He's
makes-
gonna be getting our nails done, and now he's talking about unless we stay with him. We can't get our nails done.
It's
well, I'm
too
just trying to
personal.
get my nails done. He said you only
Okay,
gonna
but now I'm
See,
just
so
saying.
why did you walk up
I know everybody here. Alright, everybody don't know our business. I'm sorry
You
about
walked
that.
in here with it.
But I'm saying though, it makes sense to me.
Of
And I'm
course it
pretty
does.
sure these people right here
Of
know
course
that think it makes
does.
sense too. It makes
calm
sense.
down. What's the issue?
Oh, I'm very calm.
No,
You
that's
the
why.
issue.
That's why I told you yes. Like,
You
you're
the
not
issue.
gonna not have me get my nails done because you're not trying to.
You want to reap all the benefits, but you don't want to come to a commitment.
Why are
To
you doing
agreement.
this in here?
You know
Why
what
are
I'm
you doing
saying?
this in here?
I'm gonna keep paying for your nails and your hair.
It's nails. It's
Is
not
you
that
moving it or
serious.
not?
Get my nails done. That's simple.
No, you need to move in with Alicia yet. Like, for real, I'm being
You know
honest.
what? I really don't need this. Are you doing too much over it? If you didn't want to pay for it, to say that.
Hey, if you don't want
act
to do
like you
it,
have a choice.
I'm gonna find another girl to do it.
I definitely have a choice. You might not have a choice. Like, this is,
What you
I'm
mean,
already
a choice?
sharing in a way, and y'all want us to move with each other. This ain't
It's
even for this
commitment.
place. Why are we doing this in here?
Because it's a commitment. All
We're
right,
trying to get our
whatever.
nails done.
So you don't want to do it.
I'm not doing it. No.
You gonna mess it up for both of y'all.
But
I don't care what I do.
You can pay for your own nails then.
I will. Because you
Pay for your own
down,
nails. You
man.
know what I'm saying? Man, talk to her. You talk to her.
are you kidding?
don't talk to me at all. I don't want to talk to none of
This
No,
y'all.
I'm saying you talk to
I'm
her.
not talking to none of y'all.
You talk to her. I'm not about to keep on doing this. You talk to her,
That's
man.
what I'm talking to.
You know what I'm saying? You talk. Hey.
Okay. And so, what do you think about a situation in which, a guy is paying for two different women's bills? Both of the women know about each other. They in separate households and they together. He's trying to consolidate the bills because it's easier on his pocket. So I see his point, but at the same time, there are situations where women prefer to be in different households, and the man still pay their bill, and they okay with, and they know about the other woman. And he go from household to household, spend time with each one, maybe a couple weeks out the month, or even a week or two out the month, whatever. And so, a lot of black women go for this, and there's nothing wrong with it. Now, some of the black women, as you see in the video, the girl said, I'm down, I'm with it. If she wants to, y'all move in and share, and you still taking care of us, and you paying all the bills. And the other woman said no, like she wants to be separate, and he still pay the bills. And you got that situation because some of the women, they want to have their freedom. They want all of their bills paid, but they want to have their freedom to do what they want. They don't want kids. They don't want children. They don't want to be up around another bitch. And so that's a situation that it could work. And that girl, the chocolate girl, that's what she prefers. And that's a situation where she has her own space. And to be honest, there is nothing wrong with that. Because honestly, that's the type of situation I would prefer. I would prefer my own space. And I'm one of the ones, I would need my own space. I ain't gonna hold you. We can live on the same land. Like we can get, we can have the same land, but I still would need a separate, like, whether that be a tiny house, whether that be, parents' basement, in-law suite. I had to have my own motherfucking space. My own bathroom, cooking area, and I need to be left alone sometimes. I'm an introvert. I'm very introvert. I thrive off of my own energy. I don't need to, I'm not an energy vampire. I generate like stupendous amounts of energy, so I don't need to be around people. Like, people don't, I love the idea of humanity and people thriving, but I don't like to be around a lot of people. And so I need a personal retreat. And so I understand what this sister is going at, but at the same time I understand his point of view as well. And I do believe a man can love more than one woman very deeply for different reasons. Maybe not a bunch of women, but like 2 women. I totally think that a man can love 2 women. And that he can take care of 2 women, because that's the requirement. Ladies, if you're gonna be in any sister-wife situation, make sure that this nigga is paying bills and taking care of your motherfucking ass. He getting you something, putting you on. He doing something with your shit. He looking out for you in some capacity. In all capacity, not just in some. Make sure that it's not a deficit to you, and energy-wise. What kind of energy is this man giving you guys? He got to be a motherfucker that got a lot of energy, whether that be in the form of currency or the form of running systems. He got to be one or the other. And by currency, we're obviously talking about resources. But if he's got enough to take care of 2 of you motherfuckers, then go for it. Especially if you get to have your own space. And a lot of black women, they like their own space. A lot of black women don't want to admit this, and a lot of black men don't want to admit this. But a lot of black women don't want to be up under, we catch a lot of slack, but we really like to have our own space as women. That's a part of the divine feminine as well. We love men, and dick, and and being together, because a lot of clingy motherfuckers. You got a lot of clingy women too, but we don't talk about the amount of black women that truly value, especially Aquarius women, especially very intellectual women, that truly value space. And that doesn't mean that they don't love you, or they're not emotional, or they're not affectionate. It just means like I have to have that recharge. I have to recharge, and I have to have that time to contemplate and to grow. And that's what's important to a lot of black women, believe it or not. And so, if you're gonna do the sister wife thing, just know what type of where you stand. Like, are you the type that, are you okay with potentially having to move in with another woman and have that, and be in her space, and be each other's space, and be with this man? And are you a jealous type bitch? Are you jealous where you see your man touching and grabbing and all on another woman? What is it gonna do to you? Know yourself, okay? Know yourself. Is it gonna fuck you up if you see him eating her coochie, and you come home from work and he eating her coochie? What you gonna do? Are you gonna join in, or are you gonna ignore? Oh shit! Let me go to my retreat. Let me go to my personal retreat and let them do their thing. I'll deal with that nigga next week. I'm worried about something else anyways. Are you that type of woman? You have to ask yourself these things before you get into that situation, or it's gonna be just like this lady in this video. You can tell she don't want to be around another coochie. She don't want to be around another coochie. She want a nigga that's gonna pay her bills. She go drive her car, go back home, do what she gonna do, and she want to he says, look, we gonna go on an outing. They probably go to dinner a lot, go to the movies. She with it. Homegirl, let's go. But as far as waking up in the motherfucking bed every day and all that, she not with it. And I have to say, I think she's the jealous type, and I think that, or she just knows that she needs her own space, and she needed to know and get that on record. Is he gonna be the type to respect that? Now, if he a nigga that got his own land, and he say, you know what, I want y'all both on the land. She need a little tiny house. She need a little, they want little separate cabins or something. I'm gonna build her a cabin and get her a cabin. She can get her own space. She probably would have went for it if he got his own land and got some cabins on a fucking land, some acres, or even 8 acre. Seriously. But expecting, you gotta know that beforehand, ladies. So that's what I would say. I personally would need my own personal retreat. I would be open to a sister wives. I'm very, but I find men to be kind of smothering. I find them to be clingy, draining. I find that, even though like I appreciate men, and obviously the divine masculine, I feel is a necessity. I find that energy draining to me as a chaos intelligence being, because my vibration is different. And so with me, the type of man that I would need, a man that I can extract energy from, that replenishes my energy. That would be the type of man I respect. And a lot of the vibration of the men today are not on that. I would need a man that when they fuck me, they're putting a certain amount of electrons where I get up and I'm ready to go and I'm productive and da-da-da. A lot of times with women like me, those men see us as targets because we're light generators, and so they see us and they fuck us and they take our energy, and then we get depleted and they go on and they manifest and they do whatever they want to do as men. And I'm very much aware of that. That has happened to me before, and so I know how to reverse that. That's why I'm like, I will not fuck a man if they fuck me and I don't feel electrified. I'm not getting no electrons out of it. I can also, I'm kind of, how do I say this without, sounding like loony? A lot of women they're not just empathic, but they're telepathic, and they kind of sense what men are feeling and thinking. And so, I've been in situations where I have felt, what that man felt about me, or what they feel about themselves too. Like if a man just has low self-efficacy, I've felt that during sex before with a man where he had very low self-efficacy about himself, and that stuff could catch on to you. You like when they talk about the soul training and all that stuff during sex and the sex magic, and that shit is real as a motherfucker. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm celibate. I'm not fucking no nigga, and I'm not getting electrons. I'm not getting, and I will know. You can literally feel that penis energy coming from the pants. Before you even get to the bedroom. You can look at a man and tell if his penis is going to give you electrons, give you protons, or fuck up your ass. You can tell. And if the black woman says, "Well, how do I know, Kylie? How do I tell? How do I tell?" Watch his actions. Is he investing in you? Is he putting you first? Is he putting energy into you? Because women put energy into men. That's not a problem. With me, I know how to put energy into men. Just even psychically, telepathically, energetically, and just from a pussy. Just having a pussy, you're going to put energy into men. Men know that. Men can use your pussy to manifest a whole multi-billion-dollar corporation. White man knows that, by the way. A lot of these Jews, that's what they do. They know that. That's why sex magic is very popular among... we ain't going to get into all that. But this is real shit. Okay? And so... that's just my standard. And black women, before you lay down, make sure that penis is going to give you electrons. Is it going to give you light protons in the pussy? Where you get, as soon as you get up out the bed after you don't fuck, you feel energized. You about to go take on the world. That's how I need to feel after. Or if I can't feel that way, there ain't no fucking. I need to feel, as soon as I get out this bed, I got productivity for the whole motherfucking week from that dick. It's not drained, not lethargic, not irritated. You didn't come. Oh no, not over here, honey. Not over here. And the black man, he knows that about me. That's when he's like, I know she one of them crazy black women that know too much. That's really, really fucking smart. And that's require a little bit too much out of my ass. I just ain't gonna really fuck with it. I don't know about her. But I say that in jest, but they know. A lot of these niggas running around here, they know. Don't even bring your ass on over. Don't even do it. Don't even try it. Don't even finish your statement. Because before we even think about walking into bed, I'm already doing assessment energetically, an energetic assessment of him. And that's just me. And so you need to do that, black woman. And like I said, before you get into the sister wife situation, know what you want. Ask him. You got it. And also, don't get into them sister wife situations if he broke. Okay. And I mean, and maybe I shouldn't be judging it like that. It's not even about broke. It's about the lack of integrity and the lack of manhood. If he don't have a lot of manhood, don't fuck with him. That's what I'll say. Don't, because when situations get rough, he gonna fold. He not gonna step up to the plate. And so you gotta assess the type of character before you get in them situations. Again, if you know you one of them type that need your own space, make sure that he's at least able to get his own land, or he got his own land, or he got a property or two where you can have your own space. If you are one that's bisexual, some of the black women are just freaky, and you're bisexual and you okay with having another woman. Fuck it, yeah, whatever, y'all do threesomes or whatever. That's your business. With me, I am bisexual. I've actually dated more women than men. I'm not a lesbian. Well, I thought I was, like, when I was real young, but I'm not. However, I'm not one of them. I don't know. I guess I'm not into like this root sex stuff, like where it's like, it has to just be so. The relationship is solely sexual, so I wouldn't get into a sister-wife situation solely for sex or solely for access to another woman per se, like just so I can sleep with a woman. And that wouldn't be why I would get into a situation like that. For me, I'll be very frank, it would be because the nigga's a boss and the nigga is paying for both of our bills and allowing me to have my freedom, and the other woman could distract his ass where I go off and when I get into my priestess mode. That's literally the reason why I would be in a situation like that, because I need my freedom, and I don't want to be bothered with a man 24/7 or every day. Like more like every 2 weeks. Or 1 week out of the month. And I'm so serious. That's just me though. That's just me. 1 week out of the month. Because I really don't, that's just, so, I don't knock it. But also another reason why I would do that is because, but I would need, if I was going to live with the other woman or whatever, it would need to, I would have to really assess the woman, because she needs to be with the Queen Mothership. So that we can gang up on she needs to be of the Queen Mothership mindset, and nothing less. I can't do the male identified jealous type women. I can't stand that personality. Hell no. Nope. And so the sister wife thing was always in the Queen Mothership. It was very common. So for royal bloodlines, the king would have 3 or 4 queen mothers, and possibly a priestesses, a group of priestesses. And obviously some concubines. And so the queen mothers were sometimes both the queen mother and the priestess. And so in the divine feminine, we are accustomed to one another, and in a sisterhood, like say if it's time on a queen mothership, you had female orders and stuff, and so women come first in these type of situations where you have a matriarchy. The women come first, so you wouldn't dare be jealous of another woman, and it's because of the power that the divine feminine has, is where we see men as vanity projects, and we know why we created them. And so the divine feminine, we don't have a problem with them being king and having, displays of extravagant wealth and access. We expect to be cared for with all expenses paid, all bills paid, okay? And so, we're not in that mode of, this obsession with monogamy, and that's, some people can be monogamous and it works for them. We talking about living in the palace. We have our own servants, okay? We have our own retreat spaces, okay? And so the queen mothers, we generally still made all the decisions. We still were a part of very powerful orders that ran society. And so the queen mothers, when you're in the age of the divine feminine, when you're in the age of the matriarchy, you're not looking with this shit where y'all fighting and with women and getting into it over men and all. It's so ridiculous. And the queen mothers make the decisions, and the king enforces them, and they get to enjoy this. The king gets to enjoy his splendors of wealth, and he listens to them queen mothers, and he overthrew them. Obviously, we ain't doing that no more. But this is what was on planet Earth at one point, and this was in other dimensions as well, by the way. And so, the black woman, she has to ask herself, is she going to be okay with a man who takes on 2 wives? I personally am okay with a man who takes on that has me and another wife, and we're both wives or whatever. I personally, like I said, just need to have my own space. I need 2 weeks out of the month to myself for my duties, particularly, especially when I'm on my period. Okay, I don't want children. And so that's just me. So black women have to make a choice. The sister right thing is not something to frown upon, is all I'm saying. Just make sure you know yourself. Make sure you know if you know you're the jealous type. If you want monogamy, then get monogamy. Even if that means you gotta divest, get monogamy if that's what you want. But if you are one that's like, I want my freedom and I want a man that's gonna pay all the motherfucking bills and he got another woman and we both know about each other, we both respect each other, we on some queen mother shit, go for it. And just make sure that you are at a benefit and not a deficit, and that you're getting energy back from that man in some capacity. Don't type of men, when they fuck you and they already bosses, they already kings, so you would be able to extract that energy from their penis, and it will for the next 2 weeks you got energy to go and work with, and manifest from, and I know that people are like, what are you looking at? Come on, this is what people are doing, honey. Wake up. And so that's just one topic, and we just got one topic to cover, and that is, would a black woman just date one another? Is she going to be bisexual or gay? And that may be a viable option to you. That may be an ideal situation if you're looking to settle for a woman. Now with me, again, I'm bisexual. I don't hide that. I've been bisexual since I was 13 years old. Straight up. Before it was a thing, like, how people are like, oh, okay, being bisexual is so cool now, everybody gets to be bi. No, I was like fucking a freshman in high school. Nobody was gay at that time. Or bisexual. Like, I just, it just is what it is, I haven't dated a woman since I was 20 years old. I'm 31 now. I mean, I've, how you go on Tinder, you look at, you may have a conversation with a girl. Like, I've done that, like, but I have literally not dated a woman since I was 20, like, been on a date, like, since I was 20 years old. And while I love the divine feminine, I love women, but I just been in my own world, to be honest. Like, I really feel like for the last 10 years, I've just been in my own world of Kali. I don't know. But, so that's something for the black woman to think of too, is she, so a lot of black women are lesbians. A lot of black women, they eat a coochie, man. They fuck you down, and so, you have to think about that. And a lot of these, I ain't gonna get into all of that. I was about to get all into, like, how, a lot of these married women be out here fucking each other too. They married to men, but they be in these secret orders and stuff, and they be having sex parties with, and they husbands don't know, and they be having full blown girl on girl orgies. They sure do. I see it in the astro room. I be seeing, like, a lot of these niggas that be married, I be seeing them in the astro room doing all types of fuckery. I be seeing them, they be fucking, like I be seeing black men that's married, they be up in the astro room, fucking 5-6 black women. They sure do. I be seeing it, and I be seeing it with the black women's too, how they be going to these sex parties with each other. It be 10-20 of them. And they husbands don't know, and they all married and got these high profile positions and real high profile, real, got a lot of money and stuff, and they got kids, and you be thinking that they just this happy go lucky family and shit, and they be, nah, man, they go to these little retreat functions, and they be going to them retreats, man. They get them hotels, and they rent them mansions, and they be fucking. It be squirt juice all over the place. It be toys all over the place, strap-ons. They be having wine everywhere. They be having even some pornos playing too sometimes. They have the toys. Sometimes they get a stripper. They be doing some wild shit. I just be like, look, I mind my motherfucking business. I be like, oops, I didn't mean to look at that. And it could be my wild imagination, but I'm telling you. The astro room is real. That's what they be doing. That's what black women be doing. Yep. So I had to laugh at that one myself. Yep. So y'all know that. I told y'all it was gonna be raw and unfiltered. I already told y'all. So y'all got to deal with that aspect of myself. Y'all got to deal with that aspect of me. Sometimes I don't always on. You got to be yourself, right? So that's what we talk about, black woman. Make that decision for yourself. Be unapologetic. Don't let nobody try to shame you. Oh, you doing that? You doing black love? Black love don't exist. If that's what you want to do, you want you a black man, go get it. Oh, I want to die. I'm tired of black as dead. I'm tired of the white men's all attracted to me. You real chocolate. And you have the real chocolate system. Like only the white men's want me. That'd be true. They be wanting that chocolate. And so you go and you deal with what wants you. You deal with where you're accepted, not tolerated, right? Don't let nobody shame you. If you want to do the sister wife thing, and you with a nigga that's a boss, or you with a nigga that is paying all the bills, and or if you one of them freaky women that just want to lick on some coochie and some dick, do you with the sister wife situation? Don't let nobody shame you. You want to be lesbian? Do you? Don't let nobody shame you. You want to do the celibacy priestess? Do you? Don't let nobody shame you. Let nobody shame you in this day and age of the motherfucking divine feminine. Okay? We the gods of this bitch. I gotta really work on my language. Just bear with me. We are we are powerful women. Okay? That should be making the decisions. That should be, standing in our power. Okay? And that's what I mean by that. Don't let nobody try to, they try to always want to police and control the black woman. Them days are done. Done. Kalima signing off.
Are you ready for a mesmerizing linguistic journey? Step into the enchanting world of Tut language, an invaluable part of Black American heritage. Delve deep into this unique language where every word resonates with rhythm